is my review of Chapter 15 of the Bleach Manga. So, in the bottom corner we see Chizuru and her friends kind of wondering what just happened with Ichigo and stuff. We open to Keigo walking down the hallway wondering where Ichigo is, talking to the black-haired kid and Chad. And at first I thought their memories were wiped of what just happened, but then we see they weren't actually in the room yet. And when they open the room, they see that the room is completely destroyed, and they call Tatsuki Devil, because she's standing in the desks. And then the teacher comes in, and he asks what's going on, and he asks Tatsuki to explain herself because she's in the middle of this, and she turns and says, "Explain what?" and he calls her a devil. Then asks one of Orihime's other friends to explain it. And she tries to, and she doesn't do a very good job. And then another girl chimes in and tells him that a stranger came into the room and attacked Tatsuki. And the teacher tells him just to clean it up, and he'll warn the principal or something. And they kind of start talking after he leaves about what was wrong with Ichigo and why he was acting that way. And then Orihime tells them that it wasn't actually Ichigo. And that's kind of a weird thing, because we're told Tatsuki grew up with Ichigo, I believe, and, well, maybe not. That might have only been in the anime. I thought it was in the manga too. My point is, if Tatsuki grew up with Ichigo, she should know him better than Orihime, so she should know this is not Ichigo. But, I don't know. It might have only been in the anime where they were like childhood friends. I don't know. I need a shave. Really cool cover here of Ichigo. He's wearing like a light jacket, and he has these like airplane goggles, like the really old ones you'd see, that are like leather and have the two big like things that jut out like that. And then have like a cross section on the goggles as well. And then above him, Rukia is like in the air, and she looks like she's coming down. Her dress is like going up, and she's holding it down with her hands. So it's some kind of like a being in the air thing. I don't know. And then we come back to the scene. Ichigo's freaking out because the persona he's spent all his time building as a delinquent is being destroyed by this mod soul. He asks Rukia what a mod soul is, or well, a Gukongai, or whatever the fuck she called it. What the fuck she called it? A mod Kanpaku. That's what she called it. She basically explains a mod soul is a spirit that's meant to be injected into a dead body to enhance its physical abilities and basically turn them into soldiers that can fight against hollows. They were effective, but something was found to be wrong with them. I think the fact that they developed personalities or something, I don't quite remember. But because it was found that they were dangerous, they were set to be destroyed. Ichigo criticizes the Soul Society for creating them and then destroying them for doing exactly what they're created to do. And Rukia reminds him that the Soul Society is trying to protect souls and humans alike, and that the mod souls are a danger to both. But Ichigo still doesn't think it's right to destroy the mod soul because it didn't ask to be created, and it didn't ask to be created to do things it's doing. It just was. And it's doing exactly what it was created to do. Ichigo then has an inner monologue that's really existential about the mod soul. Like, it didn't ask to be created. It's what right do we have to destroy it? What's it like to be in a body for the first time? Is it enjoying my body? Like, really existential shit that he doesn't feel like Ichigo would have. Like, he's a sympathetic guy, sure, but this, like, deep of a thought about this just does not seem believable to me with what we've been introduced to with Ichigo so far. But then we see the mod soul's leaping through the air, and it's enjoying people staring at it. We cut to Yuzu, and she kind of says hi to him. And Karin asks her what she's doing. And she says she was saying hi to Ichigo. Karin says, obviously, well, he can't be leaping that high. That fence is 10 feet tall or something. Or wall or whatever it is. And then Ichigo jumps up again and had Kubo drew a little thing saying 15 feet. And Yuzu starts yelling at him again, saying, see, Karin, there's Ichigo. And Karin grabs her mouth and tells her not to get its attention because Ichigo can't do that. And there's no way that that's Ichigo, which is actually really smart of her. And she tells her that no one can know about this. And then they turn and there's Midoriko, their friend. And she runs up to her and tells her not to say anything, and she's like freaking out that their brother could do that. I don't know why the anime excludes this character. She really helps flesh out Karin and Yuzu, especially because they do fill her with Karin and Yuzu later. This character really helps flesh them out, and this is a really fun character, and her exchanges with Karin and Yuzu are fun as well. I don't know why they just decided not to put her in the anime. It's really stupid. Then we see the Monsole lands next to some students, and some students are talking about deleting a character on the game, and they complain about Karin, and it sets the Monsole off because they're having a really, really, really contrived and unbelievable conversation where they're like, I created you and I have the right to destroy you if you don't do what I tell you to do. I'm your master and you have to, but it's like really, really fucking stupid. But that's like pissing him off, and then we cut to Kisuke, and Ururu is apologizing to him. He accepts her apology and tells her it's alright, he should have thrown it away in the first place, it's not her fault. She kind of cries and thanks him. And then Tessai and Jinta come up behind them, tell them they're ready, and we see Ururu holding a big like cannon that's wrapped up in all these bindings and shit. Jinta's holding, I think, some different type of a gun. And Tessai is holding a sword or something, I can't remember. And they're like ready to go hunt down the Monsole. Yeah, this one was a little more contrived. Like I already said, Ichigo having really existential thoughts was contrived. These kids saying just the right thing to piss the Monsole off is extremely contrived. But the ending with Kisuke is really cool. Kisuke is the manager there. It's a shame that we don't see enough of this last team up. And that's what I'll say about that to avoid like spoilers. It's just a shame we don't see enough of this team up at the very end. Because that was one of the most interesting things I think about this early arc, is that particular team up at the end. And it's just kind of thrown to the wayside. A lot of things are thrown to the wayside in Bleach. And that'll be a thing for when I finish the series, my criticisms of it. But yeah, that's it for chapter 15. It was a good chapter, better than the last two. Stuff's obviously picking up with this particular piece of the story. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that.